Hello there and welcome back. This is going to be another Rust related video. So I was playing around with GitHub and GitHub runners, and as you may already be aware, there is kind of controversy going on around GitHub lately. It's due to the AI agents which are having an onslaught on the platform, and there are better YouTubers than me who pretty much summarized the state. But anyway, I found this repository, which is which contains basically a self-hosted runner, which is a drop-in replacement, and it's written in Rust. And lately I've been doing more and more Rust, and I just basically wanted to give it a try, and I want to show you how you can set it up. So we are going to use our trusty CentOS machine, and first thing first, what we will do is to install, or not, let's install Docker as well. I have this repository for Docker, and I'm just going to copy paste these commands. Good. Wow, Docker is already installed, and I'm going to add the user called Chimera, and the password for Chimera is going to be Chimera, and I want to add this user to the wheel group, so this user is able to use sudo. And now here comes the installation part. So currently I'm also playing with the N8N platform, but anyway, if I switch to the user Chimera, I should be able to use sudo usermod -a-g docker chimera, and if I type the password it completes, and I should be able to use docker ps. This is good for now. Let's see the installation. So this is like a copy-paste installer, and you just paste it here, and basically it is going to download the appropriate binary and install it under the user local bin. So now we have the Chimera CLI available, and we can check, for example, the status, and it says that it is not running. What we have to do is to register it. To register it, we are going to create a new repository, and let's call this Chimera. And we are going to initialize it with a README, so we have basically a main branch. And now here comes the fun part. How do we register it? There is a command which is provided, and that's what we will have to use, but there is a trick to it, or at least I was not able to comprehend it from the documentation. So here we are going to have the repository reaper.py, Chimera, and the token. So at first I thought that I'm going to need basically access token, personal access token, which you could register under the developer settings. So here, and I created when I was trying to do this personal access token, both of them, and none of them was working. Then I thought to myself, maybe I remember something under the settings, and here with the actions we have the runners, and you have the option to assign a self-hosted runner to your repository, and you just select the appropriate architecture, and it is going to give you an access token. And that's what we are going to need. Let me delete the unnecessary part. So this is going to be the token that we will use. And we can name our Chimera runner, Chimera runner, and technically it is now registered with our GitHub. And if I go back here to the runners, you can see that it is currently offline. So what I have to do is to use the Chimera start. And as you can see, it is going to authenticate, and now it's polling for jobs. If I refresh it here, you can see that this is how the runner looks like. It picked up a tag, self-hosted Linux ARM64, and so on. And this is the important part. We need to specify that it runs on the self-hosted. And if you configure a simple workflow, here we can leave it as it is and just replace the runs on part. And now it is going to have the self-hosted section. And once I go back to the actions, you can see that it triggered the workflow. And as you can see, it is about to start running on the runner Chimera runner. And as from the logs, we can see that this is now running. The interesting thing is that now it is running as an ad hoc command, so not like an agent or a service behind the scenes. Oh, it provided the output, and now conclusion is succeeded. So in order to run it as a service, we have to shut it down. And the developer of this agent was kind enough to create a service definition. And if we copy paste it, we should be able to see that it created the service. And if you are running on a CentOS 10 system, what you would have to do is to use the systemctl daemon reload and sudo systemctl enable now Chimera. And if you check with the systemctl the status of Chimera, it has failed. But why did it fail? What could be the reason? If you check with the journalctl fu, the Chimera service, you can see an interesting error message. This is the important part. Failed at step exec spawning user local bin Chimera. Permission denied. So let's see this binary. This binary is at the right place. And as you can see, it is owned by my user and my group, the Chimera user. And there is something behind the scenes which is blocking us from starting this service. And this is going to be the SE Linux. So what we have to do is to use the setan force 0. It is going to disable the SE Linux. And we can use the systemctl restart Chimera and the sudo systemctl status Chimera. And now it has successfully started and it is running as a daemon. And let's say that technically this is what I wanted to show you in this video. Now, if I re-trigger this workflow, you can see it's currently in queued status. It's in progress. And it is running this one-line script. We have the output and it is working as intended. with the journal CTL FU Chimera, we can see that the conclusion is succeeded. So I think it's the pretty neat thing that someone took the time and the effort to rewrite it in Rust, and it's apart from this token confusion, pretty straightforward to set it up. What we also have here is the folder Chimera. This is where basically the configuration toml file lives. And if we check the config toml, this is going to show you that it has a text format, shutdown timeout, max GB it can use, and the runner. And that was all I wanted to show you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.